We have a amazing lineup of hosts today, of speakers today. Our first one is another mentor of mine. She is a trailblazer. She is a CEO and executive, and she is going to speak about the power of no. And let me read her bio for you. I'm not going to read the whole thing because our lovely Kate Lance has sent out a digital program so you can read the rest on your own. But Sabrina has made it her mission to grow a healthy hair while growing healthy companies. She launched BouGie Natural in 2007. And since then, she's sold that to a big brand. She's been able to create the Coastal Georgia Minority Chamber. And now she has The Market, which is a digital platform centered around minority entrepreneurs. With that said, I would love to pass the mic to Sabrina. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much. Thanks, ladies, for having me. It's my very first time on the She Hustles platform, so I'm really excited. And I hope that I'm able to empower you guys with this topic, which I had a very tough time coming up with. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about that. So my topic is on the power of no. And here's the thing. Oftentimes I want to say no to various things. And some things hurt me if I were to say no to them. But I tend to battle with myself in regards to saying no, because I think we all do it. I think we don't know where to draw the line. But I think oftentimes we don't know exactly why we're saying no or the benefit of having said no. So I want to make this interactive, and you guys, you can text in the box when I ask a question, yes or no, and you can share the memory if you like. But I really want you to understand the power of no. So no is sometimes, it's the hardest word sometimes to say, as I said before, but it's so necessary in our lives, especially as a person who interfaces with people on a consistent daily basis. Sometimes the things that they ask, it goes beyond the word no. And we find ourselves saying, possibly, yeah, I'll think about it. We just don't have it in us to say the word no. And I think it's because no is such a hard word. And what do I mean by that? I want you to remember the very first time you were told the word no, and it severely impacted you to the point that you thought there will be no tomorrow. So think about that. I'm going to give you a couple of minutes. Share that idea or that memory, if you can, in the chat. It could be that relationship. It could be the job that you didn't get. It could be the guy that didn't want to take you out. Whatever impacted you to a point of no return, I want you to share that memory if you can. And I'll be sharing some of mine. So the very first time that I was told no, that I was greatly impacted, was there was a guy that I was in high school with, and I liked him a lot. I liked him a lot. But we were from two different sides of town. He was from a well-to-do part of town, and I grew up from a very, I grew up with humble means. And I liked him. I thought he was friendly to me, and I thought he liked me too. So I wanted to ask this person if he would go to prom with me. I know that's so unconventional, girls asking guys, especially during that time, but that was me. That was my spirit. I was led to do it. And basically I did. I asked him if he would go to prom with me. And he looked at me with those big dreamy eyes that he had. And he smiled and he said no. Now, at the time I didn't understand it. It devastated me. I went to my sister And one of my older sisters named Lori, I would often go with, and we would have these meetings in her bedroom. I would sit on the floor and she would sit on the bed. And it was kind of like a Mufasa Simba moment where she was pouring into me knowledge. And she told me, she said, just work on you. Just work on you. Don't worry about him. He's going to regret it. He's going to regret it. And I could not see that at that time. I was just like thinking, dog, he just doesn't like me. He doesn't want to go to prom with me. I'm beneath him. These were literally my thoughts. So I kind of like kept that in my mind. And every time I felt the word no was going to come out of a situation, I got to the point I stopped asking. I had stopped asking anything that could result in that word. The second time, I was an adult. I was around the age of 25, and we were in Germany. My husband's retired military, and we were stationed in Germany. And I had landed my first government job, my first. I was not in civil service. And at the time, I think that was like around 1998, everybody was trying to get a great job. Everybody was trying to get a great job, and government jobs were the great jobs. I had somehow gotten in. I had found my first major business mentor, Sherry Verstragen, and she really literally took me underneath her wing, and she was teaching me all of the tricks of the trade, and I absolutely loved her. Now, this was a big deal because Sherry Verstragen was hated by everybody else, but for some reason she loved me, and I thought that she could teach me a lot. And when it got time for us to PCS back to the States, she wanted me to stay. She said, Sabrina, I want to give you this job. At the time, I was the assistant director, and she wanted to make me the director of USERA's first $1 million facility. Of course, at 25 years old, I would have been the youngest director of color, and I've been making more money than I ever thought I could make in my life. So I wanted that. My husband was ready to leave Germany, unfortunately, and I went to him and I laid it all out. I thought I made it sound so good. I thought I made him understand the benefits. You've been going off on the, deployed to Kosovo and different things. You were in the field often. So this would be just like another deployment. If I were to stay over here for 1 year as a contractor, you would go back to the States, it would work because we've done this so many times before. And he told me no. He said no. I didn't understand. I did not understand. How could you say no? We were so young. We were young parents. We had, this was the opportunity of my lifetime. So I thought. And he just was like, no. He said, no, we need to go back to the States, and you need to be with me. So I kind of sucked it up, and I did. And it brought us here to Fort Stewart. And the third time I was told no was after I landed here on Liberty County Rock, as I like to say, and I started my business. I started my business basically out of my home, and I started to basically, I wanted to give myself a project because what I experienced in Germany was something that I could actually build with my hands. That's when I first learned that I was a developer. I was a programmer. I could build with my own tools. These two things that I didn't even really quite knew existed at the time, though I was so good with them. I drew, I created, I do everything with my hands. And after my husband told me we had to come to the States, I didn't know what to do with myself. So I began to, dabble into making products. And I had been doing it all my life, pretty much. As a young girl, I would collect empty perfume bottles, and I would take whatever was left over in the perfume bottles, and I would mix them all together to create a whole new scent. And I said, well, I like to do this anyway, so I'm just going to give myself a new project to get my mind off of leaving Germany and the opportunity that I thought was the only opportunity that I would ever have in my life. So I started to create, and I started to make my products, and I started to sell my products to friends and family and girlfriends. And as I began to kind of like become more of a creative with my products, I was sampling things that I guess most people would say, that's unique, but I just knew would work. And I would give it away for free. And I would tell people, try it and tell me what you thought. Well, I had come up with a concoction that was excellent for hair and hair growth and dry skin and whatever else that you may think of. My products pretty much work for. So I told my husband, I said, I think I know what I want to name this. I think I want to name it BouGie Natural because it was all natural products. And most people at the time thought that people who use natural products were bougie and or they thought that they were better than other people. And I always believed that we gave words power. So when I told him I wanted to name the product BouGie Natural, my husband was like, mm. He didn't really give me any feedback on it. I don't know if he liked it. He never really said no because I think he was reserving that because he knew how I responded to when he said I couldn't stay in Germany. So I asked a girlfriend, I said, hey, I'm going to name my product BouGie Natural. What do you think? She said, no, I don't like it. She said, Sabrina, nobody's going to buy that because the word is offensive and blah, 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 blah. And she was like, I thought that you would come up with a much better name than that. So I was affected not only by her saying, no, this is not going to work, but it also came back to me as a creative because she was basically saying, I thought you could do better, as if I had not done well. So that had impacted me. So I'm getting pretty tired of the word nose here. I'm getting tired of that. And I start to think, well, I'm just going to do it anyway. I'm going to make this work. I need to see, I need for people to see that this is not something that I'm just concocting. This is something that was a spirit driven. And it basically was something that I knew the people would come to. I could market this to people. I did that in a very big way. The fourth time I was told no was when I started the Minority Chamber. So I need you to put this in perspective, what I'm about to say. I'm not from Georgia. I'm a military spouse that we've decided to make Georgia our home. And I'm a successful business owner, and I've been doing this for a very long time. And I thought I could help minority businesses. So every Friday night at our retail space, we would host these networking events at my store, and we would have some of everybody to come in, whether they were entrepreneurs, daydreamers, whatever. If they just wanted to, come kind of introduce themselves to the community, that was the place to be on every Friday night. So we were doing it all. We were doing everything that we thought we could do in regards to helping minority business owners. So I thought, why don't we go take it to the next level? What was the next level? Starting a chamber. I spoke to people and whom I thought I needed to speak to in regards to that. And I said, I really do believe I have something to offer. I really do believe I can assist. And the word that I got was no, we don't need that. One of the reasons why I wanted to really talk about the power of no is because each time that I was told no, it empowered me. It could have devastated me to the point that I sat still, I didn't want to go any further. I didn't want to pursue an alternative. I didn't want to even go deeper into business. But each time that I was told no, it motivated me. It helped me to become the person that I am. I went on to take the devastation of a young heartbreak, and I went on to marry the love of my life. And so, do I regret that prom date? No, not so much. Did I regret the fact that I wasn't able to stay in Germany? No, because had I stayed in Germany, would I have created the companies that I've created today? If I had not named my company BouGie, would people have basically come to it as quickly as they did? I don't think so. And had I not started the chamber, would I have been able to give back to so many others the way I felt my mentor gave back to me? I don't think so. I think sometimes once we hear the word no, we get stuck. It puts us in a bubble. And it makes us basically want to sit there because it's embarrassing. There's so many fears, but that word is also very powerful. It's so powerful, it can catapult us into the unknown. But what is the unknown for you? It could be anything that you dream of if you actually wanted it to be, if you really put your mind to it. The power of no is a word that the power of no is something that no longer impacts me. You know, if someone, I go before people all the time and I lay my cards out on the table and I get told no all the time. I go back to the drawing board and I find a new way to work around it. And because ultimately, if it's something that's meant to be with you or with me, it's gonna come. So I no longer let that, stagnate me or stagnate my business or my relationships or my potential. The power of no is a little word, but it can bring about such healthy benefits, such healthy abundance, such healthy happiness, such healthy businesses, such healthy partnerships, such healthy overall health. It's something that you basically want to deep dive into and no longer let it control you and no longer be afraid of. I hope that you guys can go back to your memory and ask yourself, did you benefit from that time of being told no? Or did it keep you in a place of stillness? I'm hoping that you were able to benefit, and I hope that you are able to continue to build on that word and make it your own. Thank you for allowing me to speak on the She Hustles panel today with such amazing women and with such women who are willing to learn on how to take the bricks that they're thrown and basically build a powerful mansion. So thank you guys.